I just want you guys to know. I just want you guys to know that I was spitting some absolute flames on comms for a moment there, but I guess you guys just don't get to hear it. But we are back. The final 3 sets of the tournament. 85 of you entered today, hoping to be crowned the champion. But some people's dreams need to be crushed, so that the dreams of others can make it by. And now these 4 remain. Madman, in a single day, he has completely flipped the narrative on himself. I could have told you ahead of time. I could have told you ahead of time that Madman was going to do good in this tournament. Better than people expected, because I'm a speedrunner. I know how good the guy is. I've seen it firsthand. But for the longest time, people say, yeah, Madman, he's good at challenge mode, he's good at speedrunning, but he just can't find that balance in party. In a single day, Madman is now battling it out to potentially be crowned the best player in the world. All it takes is one good tournament, and this is it for him. Now, with that being said, he has his largest obstacle in the way now. Paucia, the number 2 seed of the tournament, she got sent to the loser's bracket pretty early in a massive upset loss. But now it looks like she's back with a vengeance. Her play is clean, her confidence is restored. No matter how you spin it, this is going to be a tough match for both of them. But Madman, not only confident, but quick. Making it through the map with that kind of speed sends a message to your opponent. If I'm playing against Madman and I see him get to the end that quickly, I'm sorry, but the nerves are starting to fly. Is Madman going to set up that half block? I actually don't think that even is a half block. I like the idea there. I actually really like the idea behind that barrel. Because one thing about Madman is, yes, he is really, really good at precision. But a caveat to that is that I think he's a little bit weaker when it comes to alternative forms of movement like that. Because normally with precision, you jump out from a wall, you NST into the gap, and then you make it. But with something like this, if you really want to get through it, there's more nuance to it. You need to go for a quick jump spin, a non-sprint. There's many different forms of movement. Madman manages to find the balance, gets through, but it was looking a little bit rough for a second. Ooh, Madman setting up the 1-block squeeze. I heard, word around the block is that Paucia struggles with those a little bit. Not sure if Madman knows it, but if so, that is a wonderful build by him. And yeah, Paucia, not a fan of the 1-blocks, opts to block it off immediately. Though the setup in its place is quite good too. That squeeze is nice. Ooh. Madman trying to do it immediately without giving himself time to adjust on the wall. Wow. Paucia! Oh my goodness! I'm sorry, do you know who you're playing against? Madman's supposed to be the guy that hits those half blocks. But wow, Paucia immediately! A 1-point lead. This is probably the most I've seen spike balls and wires come up this entire tournament so far. I mean, it is non-stop. Whoa, wait a minute. That can't be possible, right? Can we be real here? More wires. I was actually just thinking that we didn't have enough precision in this level. Thank God. Ooh, I like the idea there. It's not forced yet, but that definitely leaves a lot of space to create an interesting setup. Now, one thing I will say, that Madman being a speedrunner and a challenge mode player, he doesn't really have a good game sense. Sometimes there's a better way of doing a setup and Madman doesn't see it. So in my eyes, the fact that Paucia set that up and then took the easy route before giving Madman an opportunity to fail, I think she could have waited. Madman gets the precision. Ooh, but he's not getting that. He's not getting that quick jump spin. Whoa, wait a minute. Paucia failing the quick spin jump. That is her bread and butter. I've seen a set or two in my day that were won exactly with that jump, and most of them were by Paucia. No less. Neither of them scoring here. The thing about Madman, and I think it's possible, it's entirely possible that Paucia realizes this, is that Madman usually isn't willing to, like, counter build or blow things up. He's the type of guy who, like, if you play something, he wants to prove to you that not only is he better than you, but he's better than you in his way. He's not going to counter build. He's not going to counter build to make it easy on himself. He's going to beat you at the thing that you are good at. He wants to prove that he's decisively just a better all-around player. So, a lot of what Paucia is doing here, like, she has a 1-point lead. If she wants to maintain that, like, making the map as difficult as possible is a viable strategy. It's a very effective one. Though, who knows? You know, this deep into a bracket, money, glory on the line, I wouldn't be surprised if Madman changed his ideals just a little bit. Now, wait a minute. Paucia just barely missing that half block. That could have been, if she scored another point there, I mean, this would be very rough for Madman. Madman placing a bit more precision, maybe. I will say he might have to dig a little bit deeper because, well, precision is, you know, that is his bag. That is what Madman is known for. Paucia is no slouch when it comes to precision. She's been hitting these setups. At a certain point, I think you need to spice it up a little bit, maybe add a little bit of timing to the precision, who knows? Ooh, Madman opting to jump directly. It looks like Paucia is going to try and spin jump over this. Really struggling to get her footing, though. Madman down to the final life. Paucia still with 2. I don't know. I feel like Paucia's approach before was maybe more consistent. That wall jump feels good to me. Madman getting it. This could be his opportunity to come back, but he doesn't give himself enough time. And already, Paucia is coming back here. Wow. In such a short amount of time, it felt like Madman was going to even it up, but now Paucia, 4 turns remain, up by 2. Can Madman do it? He's going to have to dig deep. Madman has some choice words about Paucia's building. It's just the same setup 2 times in a row. He might not be wrong about that. Paucia says, fuck it, we ball regardless. Wow. Now I wonder, is Madman gonna opt for the 2-block squeeze here? I feel like that's gotta be the way to do it, but I don't know how much he likes that. Surely he sees it though, right? I don't think he does. The teacher within me really wants to type in the chat and say, Madman, you can do a 2-block squeeze, but unfortunately I am a TO. Wait, does Paucia not see it either? Am I crazy? Am I crazy? Am I crazy? Some brilliant mind in the chat tell me if I'm crazy. You can 2-block squeeze this, no? You definitely can. I'm not tripping. Oh my god. What is that? I think Paucia is trying to lock in this win at this point. Yeah. The problem with the way that Madman builds is that as soon as you're down, it becomes really easy for your opponent to just place overwhelmingly difficult setups. Not with the goal of scoring in mind. Because all you need to do is just prevent your opponent from making it. Doesn't matter if you can make it, you're up by 2 points, who cares? I gotta say, how is that possible? Oh, it is. I mean, well, you know what? My bad. I'm sorry I wasn't familiar with your game, Madman. To me, the only problem with that setup is that I think there might be just some polling alignment bullshit with that. It might just not be consistently possible. Palia immediately taking that dynamite. Yeah, okay. Even she has her limits. This might be it. It is do or die, Madman. I will say these setups now are overwhelmingly difficult, but if I had to choose one person who I thought could do precise setups like this, it would probably be Madman. Problem making the first precision. This is the most difficult part of the level. If Madman can make it, he'll get through. That's rough. I mean, that's just crazy. That's like a precise 3-block Kiata jump with a squeeze after. That's tricky. Madman, it has been a wonderful run, an amazing run. Sending Raito to losers. Let me see. Let me look at the full run, because it really, I can't overstate this. Madman has had a crazy run today. First, upsetting Ponamela into immediately upsetting the #1 seed of the tournament, Raito. Narrowly losing to Kreutz, who's currently sitting in Grand Finals, by the way. I mean, hell, he's only lost to the person who's the #2 seed and to the person in Grand Finals. It's hard to draft up a more impressive run than this, seriously. Madman, you have proven it today. You are not just about challenge mode and speedrunning. You can do it in party too. Now looking at our next set, we've got Paucia versus Morphin. That is a classic. If you've been paying attention over the last 2 years, you will know that there are, we'll say there's 5 or 6 people who you regularly see in the finals, but realistically, there's 3 people who you see winning tournaments on a regular basis. You got Raito, the #1 seed of the tournament. You got Paucia, the #2 seed of the tournament. And then you got Morphin, the #7 seed. He's had a rough past few tournaments, but today he's made the statement that he is not washed. He's still the amazing player that he once was. Now, good God! Paucia says, I don't care if I've already won, it's time to show you how good I really am. 3-0. And Paucia moves on to losers finals. We are inching closer. One more set separates us between this and Grand Finals.